welcome and greetings. So we're getting to meet our team members. We're so excited to have Lauri with us.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here too.
Wonderful. So tell us your story. Who are you?
Okay, I feel it's a long story and a crazy girl coming from Paraguay. Well, I'm a student athlete. Well, I graduate. I'm smart.
Yay, congratulations.
Okay, so I'm a student athlete and I throw the javelin. Well, I started throwing the javelin, how long? I think it's like a good 8 years, I guess. So technically, javelin is everything in my life. To be honest, like javelin bring me too many doors. I have everything that I have technically thanks to the like javelin. To be honest,
That's amazing. So the javelin opened all these doors for you. Now that's a very specific throw. How did you find out and fall in love with the javelin?
Technically, everything started as a hobby. Like, I was having no idea about track. This gonna sound kind of ignorant from me, but I was having no idea about track. Technically, people were like talking about track, and I was like, oh, running, right?
You think of, they say track and field, but the field part of track does
and
not
I was
get the same
having no
attention.
idea. Technically, I was playing handball. I don't know if you know what is handball. It's like, it looks kind of soccer, but with the hand. So it's like balonmano. It's not also as handball. So I was playing that kind of all my childhood. And then I was in the Paraguay team playing handball. And then at that time, my coach told me, hey, like, you need to be like more like stronger, faster. Let's go to the track and we can run more there and all the things. So like, okay, sure. And then I went to the track, and one day they were a competitions. So I put my name on the 100 and 200. Super weird because I hate running right now.
You just put yourself out there.
I put because I need to be faster to keep playing handball. And then the guy told me, oh, you need one more event. And then my coach said like, well, throw the javelin, like it's happening right now. I'm like, what is the javelin? Just go throw the javelin. You know how to throw. You are like playing handball, like you know you have the arm. I was like, okay, cool. So I went and I played I threw the javelin and I threw like super far for me the first time. And everyone was like, who is this girl? And then technically like a month later, I had my first international competition.
Oh my goodness, it happened that fast.
Yes.
So this was all a spur of the moment kind of accident.
Yes,
oh, you can play humble and you've got a great arm.
Yes.
It's happening, go do it.
So technically 1 month later, I went to Brazil and I threw 46 meters at that time with 500 javelins. People gonna understand that javelin is like, at that time I was like 16 years old. So the javelin was like, for me, for my age, was like 500 grams. So I threw like 46 meters and that was a Paraguay record. And I won, won a gold medal. Like my first competition, a Paraguay record and a gold medal. So like 2 months later, I was having the South American Games. And I went and I won gold medal again.
Wow.
So
just 2 months later.
So everything was crazy. And like 5 months later, I broke the South American record and I qualified to the Worlds with the second best mark in the world. So everything was just so crazy.
Wow.
Like javelin, like for me, it looks like I started throwing like yesterday. Like everything was just so crazy. Like I don't know, people always asking me like how javelin came in your life. And technically the answer is the same all the time. It started as a hobby.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were just down there to become stronger and faster for your other sport.
Technically. And then, of course, like it was a year later, they made me choose between one because handball is like a sport that, you know, like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. So, and I was like, okay, which one are you gonna choose? And without thinking 2 times, I chose the javelin, and until now, I don't regret it at all. It opened me like doors that I have never think about it. Like I'm here, I got a free education for like what, throwing the javelin. So,
well, and hopefully that'll inspire more girls out there to throw.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I know I'm biased. I threw the hammer a long time ago, and not nearly as well as you throw the javelin. But even though I wasn't good at it, getting to throw brought good things into my life.
Yeah.
And so I love that you're inspiring girls out there to get out and do things that might not be as traditional, like throw a javelin.
Technically, yes. Everything started as a hobby, but then like things were coming. Like, my family is like not really like wealthy, so I would never like travel in other country. And thanks to the javelin, I went in almost every single country in South America. I just need to go to Venezuela, and that's it. Like I went in every single country. I went to Europe already. I went to Canada. I went to Mexico. Like I went to many places that I was not thinking at all. Like, and I have an education here. Like, it's like everything like is just crazy. Sometimes I need to be more thankful that I am.
Yeah, that gratitude for all of it. So tell us about your studies.
Okay, so I got the opportunity to get 100% scholarship here in USA. I didn't start at UO. I started at Florida State. And I came to USA without speaking any English. Like, people were asking me, hey, how are you? And I was like, Laura. I was like, no, how are you? I was like, Laura. And they were like technically writing on the phone.
That is so brave of you. So you came to another country without speaking the language.
I started college without any English.
That is amazing.
Now I'm thinking back, I was like, how I did it? I don't know.
And you graduated.
I got with honors.
Wow, what an accomplishment. So that shows your determination. What was that process like for you?
It was hard. It was definitely hard. I got here and how I say, like, people were talking to me. It was like no way that I couldn't do a conversation. It's not because I didn't want it. It's because I didn't have any English. But thanks God, always, like, I believe 100% in God, and I feel that He always does things for a reason. And I have a ton of good people around me, and they were like helping me. Of course, there were times that I was going back home and I was like going to my apartment, like, I just want to put all my clothes in my suitcase. I'll go back home. Like, I don't even know how many times.
You thought, I'm just packing it in and going home. But you stuck with it.
I thought about it so many times. So, yes, it was a really hard, it was a hard decision at first. First of all, people say like, oh my God, like you have this opportunity, you really need to say yes. But it's just not just say yes. You need to be determined or why you want to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. Because some days, like, I don't know, I feel like we are humans, and one day we can like, oh, I want this, and then the next day, oh, I don't really want it. So you need to be like 100% brave and 100% determined, oh, I really want to do this.
And you need to wake up every morning and recommit to doing it.
And I was like back home, I was having not everything easy, but I was having my mom around me, and she was like cooking for me, doing my laundry. Like technically, I was like, a princess, and I was not into coming here. I was like, no laundry, no food, trying to learn this new language, trying to understand this new culture, trying to understand people around me, because I'm 100% believer also that there are good people and bad people, and sometimes you don't know how to differentiate those things, So it was hard, but if I have the opportunity to do it again, I will definitely do it, even though I have so many bad things during this transition in my life. I will definitely choose it again. But how I say it, like going back to the point, yes, it was hard. Now I'm thinking, and it's like, wow, Lauri, you did it. But it was hard. Like, I was going to classes, I was not understanding any word. It was frustrating that people were asking me, and I was having no idea. And then most of the people were taking like, oh, like you got it, or like they were like, oh, give me your phone, like give me the translation, I'm gonna show you what it say. But there were like another people too that was like, I don't want to say bad word, but like, you like why are you coming here if you don't know anything, And there were days that I was like, okay, like this is not for me, I don't know what I'm doing here. But I don't know, I feel like it was just moments. And those moments made me be the person who I am now. So yes, it was pretty hard, but I will do it again.
You know, when I was looking at the Instagram photos between Florida and Oregon,
Yes.
You could tell that you matured, not just physically, but you looked stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Like as a person and more confident.
Well, it was a lot of things. How I say, it was just like not just the culture, not just like it was just not a new country. It was the culture. It was like the food orientation. It was like the language, of course.
So
it was like
culture, food, language,
everything at once. And then you say like I sometimes like I think like what bad things comes, it comes all at once. So for me, it was like all different things all at once.
And then not having your mom.
Not having my mom. I'm like coming from a really traditional family that my mom was in every single second in my life, like doing everything with me. So like food orientation was like a big thing for me to come in here. I was just like wanting to try new things, and of course like trying to like learn this language, going to practice, going to classes. Like I was not having time to cook, and then when I was eating, I was just eating one like whatever it was in front of me, and most of the times the places that were open like very late are not good things.
Right,
So
by
the first
time.
so the first year I kind of gave way, but it was not that bad. And then my second year, people were technically telling me like, hey Lauri, like you are really thick to be a javelin thrower. Because of course, talking about that, there is no body type to be a javelin thrower, because I'm so short to be a javelin thrower. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna throw far, because I manifest that I'm gonna throw far. But the thing is like, you don't need to be that heavy to throw a javelin, right? And people were like telling me like, Lauri, like you are really thick. I was like, no, I'm not, because I'm a person like sometimes when I don't want to take bullshit, it's like I don't take this, But later I realized that yes, I was a lot bigger that I am now, for example, right? But
right, because you were so busy learning the language, going to classes, doing your event, and then there weren't good food options
and then
for you.
technically that second year my first year I rep share, so I didn't compete. So the second year they were like the traveling, and then like when you go to the traveling, of course you have good places to eat, but most of the time you don't really choose the right one to eat. At that time I was like, for some people can be like, oh, you were like old, like you were like you couldn't know how or what to eat. But I was like 22, and I was like just still getting everything, like putting everything together. So I was like, okay, if I have this to eat, I will eat it. So.
And then what brought you to Oregon?
Well, technically I was having a good time in Florida State, but I feel that it was not my place anymore. So I was trying to look for other, coaches, other options. To be honest with you, I was never thinking about Oregon. I came to Oregon twice before I moved here. In 2014, when the World Championship was here, and then 2018, the NCAA was here. But I was like, Oregon was not my list. Like I was like I was like Mississippi, like I want to go to Mississippi State. But things happens, and there were like a lot of school who text me. To be honest, they were like a lot of goods text me, a lot of schools texting me. I was like, okay, whatever. And then one night I just got an email from Coach Eric. It's like, hey, like this is a scholarship here, like I saw that you were in the portal, and blah blah blah. And without thinking times, like, yes, I'm going there.
Wow, so and you never thought of coming to Oregon before?
Not at all. Not at all, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's almost like a different culture shift from Florida to Oregon. So you did it again.
Yes. Oh my God, another transition again. I'm living like in 8 days, and I'm still like learning this, because it's not easy. Like people here are kind of hard.
Yeah. So now in your life, what are you most excited about in your life now?
Right now, I'm healing about a lot of things. Talking about my last season, it was not something I was expecting. So I'm healing right now and a lot of pain about a lot of things. But to be honest, what I'm most excited about, I think, is going back home. And I'm a person who always want to do everything perfect, and I want to know everything. I want to know what is the next step and what is the next step. Of course, it's not that way, and I need to understand that already. But I'm really scared to go back home. But at the same time, I'm really excited to go home to see what is the next step. I feel like I love Oregon. If I need to choose one place between Florida and Oregon, I definitely choose Oregon. And for the friendship that I made from a lot of people that I meet, and for that reason I choose Oregon. But I feel that Oregon is not my place anymore to be. I feel that it's time to go back home and start everything again, because how technically my mom told me yesterday, you are coming back home, but the Laura who is coming home is not the same who live.
Right.
So yesterday, it really hit me that, because it's true. I'm not the same. I got better in a lot of things, but I got kind of some step back in other things that I need to get better.
But isn't that true in life, that some facets of our life we're moving forward, and
but other things just I don't get it. I'm still now I'm thinking all this day I'm just packing and doing, I'm going back home, I need to say bye to this place that was my home for almost 2 years. And I was I really got better on this, but what about this? What is going on with this? I don't know.
And that self-reflection and
this, yes. And that really and I think a lot. Most of the time it's not good.
Yeah, sometimes we all have overthought things.
But I'm really passionate about javelin. You couldn't see. And one person told me that I need to find other things to love, because this year I deal with so many things because I was putting javelin in front of everything. Well, I feel for me it's God, family, and javelin. But my family was kind of far from me, so it was javelin was kind of my life this year, and I got injured. And I don't really want to say any excuses, because the season was just bad and it's gone, done. But this year, when I was dealing with so much pain and so many bad moments, I feel that what is my life? What is my life without javelin? And I'm still trying to answer that. Mm-hmm. I'm still looking for the answer that I think I will find it. I don't know when, but I will find it. But I feel like I'm super passionate about javelin, and I will be for my entire life, because javelin is a huge thing in my life, impact in every single aspect in my life, every single one. So I'm excited to go back home, become a better javelin thrower for sure, and try my best for the next years. Next year, for example, is a lot of international competition. But before that, to be a javelin thrower, I want to find who is Lauri again. And I feel I'm in a good, in a good way right now, and it's not gonna be easy. But how my mom say, if it was easy, everyone is gonna be doing it. Right. So, and I have a really long way to go, but I'm ready for it.
Well, we're excited to get to watch you with that journey.
Thank you so much.
You do that and find how javelin can be in your life and the different ways it can be in your life.
Yeah, I feel how I say this year was pretty hard for me, but every time I know that if something happened, is to make you learn something. Mm-hmm. And I feel I learned a lot of things. If we are start talking about it, we are gonna stay all day. Yeah. Because I learned so many things this year. Mm-hmm. But one of the most important ones is find happiness. Find where you are happy. And that means that you need to know who you are. because a place cannot bring you happiness. And I was thinking, oh, I have this amazing facility. Oh, I have these amazing girls. Like, oh, I look so good. I'm happy. I'm doing it. I'm happy. But I was not. I was doing it and I was, oh, I'm happy. But I was not. The happiness is inside. Yeah. And most of the times, I did that like I don't know, like for how long, like the 20 years. I did that for 20 years, like thinking that the happiness is in places or the happiness is like the people who are around me, but the happiness was always inside of me. So right now I'm trying to find that happiness because I feel like, of course, I'm happy, but I need to find that genuinely happiness. And I feel that it's inside to me. Of course, it's inside to me. So, of course, the journey of all the javelin is long, but for first I'm gonna start looking for happiness, and I know that is inside me.
Well, I want to thank you for sharing your story because I think it probably resonates with a lot of people, that they can identify with that, and being brave to talk about not only the good times, but also that there are hard times.
Yeah, technically, yeah. It's really weird I'm not crying. I probably don't have water anymore.
You cried it all out.
I cried so much, so many times. I probably don't have water anymore. But I was like, in the past, I was thinking that you just need to share your good things. But we are humans and we need to understand that there is bad moments and good moments. And how I say Millie all the time, I feel like my journey with the javelin was like always like good, and then like kind of down, but then good, and then this year was like, and it was like as a car crash. Like I were not knowing where I at. Like, wait, what is going on here? I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how I gonna continue this. Like now I'm still like, some days I'm like super sad. It's like, oh my God, I didn't do this. I was thinking I couldn't do this, but it's gone. That past of my, like, that is a past. Technically, it's a past.
Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to look forward, like look what the future holds. And I keep like, if people like ask me about everything, I will be 100% honest. I'm gonna be, hey, this happened. This is how it is. I don't know how it will be because I wish I can know the future, but I don't know. If I have a superpower one day, I will ask that, know the future. But right now, I don't have it. But yes, I'm excited. Yeah. At the same time, I'm scared, but I'm more excited. Probably 55%, and then the rest is scarce.
Well, what's funny is about being nervous and being excited kind of feels the same in our bodies. And so sometimes you can be like, no, that's just excited energy.
Technically, that is what happens. Sometimes I'm like crying, and then my roommate is like, are you crying again? I was like, I don't even know what I'm crying. I don't know if it's happiness or because I'm sad, but I will find it.
I just got to get it out now. So I've seen all your posts about, agriculture and how different it is in the different countries.
Yes. So I never worked in my life, and then like a month ago, like I found someone that were needing help in a farm. So I was like, yes, I wanna help. So then now I'm learning a lot about like how it is, like, it's harvesting, right? Harvesting is the word?
Yep, it's harvest.
Harvest, yeah. So how I need to do it. And yes, I found out that there are like a lot of good places here, but definitely here I found out that there is like not really good veggies and fruit, how it's in Paraguay. That is like also what happened to me, like in the first like 2 years. I was like not knowing what was good food and bad food and all the things. Yeah.
So you're interested in that, and you're doing a lot and learning a lot about the food growing process.
Like technically I was like always dreaming like have my house has like my little like tomato and then some stuff, like not a lot of things, but now I'm like just so passionate about that too. It's like, but it's a lot of work, like, for sure.
It's a lot of work, but it's also kind of amazing. This might sound kind of silly. Picking tomatoes sometimes is almost, not if I had to do it for a job, so I don't mean to diminish anybody who's harvesting right now, but going out in the morning and picking tomatoes from my garden almost feels like meditation.
Like,
Yes,
yes.
there's a part of it that is really relaxing.
When I started like a month ago, I was like, with the process, like, oh, I need to go back. I was still with the season in mind that, oh, it was bad season. But every time I was going to harvesting like some tomatoes, blueberry, strawberry, anything, I was just not thinking in javelin. That was the only time in the entire day that I was not thinking about javelin. I was just thinking to do like how I told you, I'm perfectionist person, so I was just like trying to do like the perfect, how like the tomato like super perfect, super cute, like putting like for colors, because I also found out that it's like a lot of different type of cherries. So like they were like cherries that were technically yellow. One day was so funny because one of the guy who worked there told me, "Hey Lauri, you didn't take the yellow tomato." I was like, "Because they are not ready." And he was like, "Yes, they are ready. They are yellow." I was like, "Wait, they're like tomato that are yellow?" And he just started laughing. I was like, "Yes, Lauri, this is like a type of tomato, like it's yellow." I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought they were like still growing."
Yeah, it makes sense until you get out there.
So there was like a lot of difference that I'm learning and I'm enjoying. Technically, this Thursday is my last day because, how I told you, I'm going back home. But I have really good time there.
Excellent. Well, we are so happy to have you at the Green Lighthouse, and we're so excited to see your next step of your journey.
Yeah.
I get to follow that with you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm like so happy about this opportunity. How I say it, I will try my best and to find myself and to make you and all my team proud, and also to demonstrate people that if I can do it, everyone is able to do it. And also, how I say in my post today, like there is a good and bad moments, and if it's still not good, that doesn't mean that it's not the end. So we need to keep going and not give it up.
Just keep going.
Yeah, that is the word.
Well, thank you so much. And love yourself, love others, love the planet.
Yay. Bye.